See, we keep hearing about, how nasty us aunties are, and us non-supporters, how we're uneducated and we're just mean, and we go to lengths to go at these people, that support Darlie Routier. But that's not the fact. And this is just one of the posts that Pam, she runs Justice for Devin or Damon on Facebook groups. You can go there and see the differences of what's being said by Fugate 1982 on TikTok and what's actually happening in the case. I also have Darlie Routier, A Case for Concern. There's also Darlie Routier, The Real Supporter and Non-Supporter page. But if you want to go and get, the one that's the biggest group is Justice for Devin and Damon Routier. And Pam has been running that group for a long time. And I sit there and I watch Danelle just trash us as people. We have no lives. We're uneducated. And people that come on, like Mystery Maverick, we're stupid, we're illogical people. Well, this is a post from when James Cron died. And James Cron has been helpful in many, many cases. 4,000 cases with body. This is James Cron here. James Gilbert. I know he was born in Pickle, Ohio, which is not far from where I live at. Is it honorable discharge in Air Force? "30 years. According to them, he's paying. He got 9 entries. Valuable work. That's one of ours. Whatever happened to her? Whatever happened to Jade? And he's helped a lot of people. And he dedicated his life to law enforcement. He was actually one of the jailers that was in the Dallas County Jail when Lee Harvey Oswald was being paraded through there. He was a turnkey. So, at any rate, this man had a family. And he had a job to do. And he believed that Darlie was guilty. And he did his job. He didn't go out of his way to bother anybody. He did his job. He didn't make anything up. It says, in fact or fiction, members like Tracy Monet, Renee Tigner, and Michelle Centiani offered kind words, condolences, and prayers for James Cron and his family. Now, Tracy, when you see my videos today, this is the Tracy that she's talking about there. And we know her name. We know her name because that's what it was on Facebook. So I don't want to hear anything about. She was always really kind. She's always level-headed. And she still supports Darlie to this day. You can see us bicker back and forth. And there was a time where we were rude, but when it came down to it, a man had died. Now, Richard Wright is a guy who was seeing Darlie. He even had her name tattooed across his forearm. Darlie. He is answering now for the wrong that he had done. Regarding this man who spent all his years in law enforcement. And in law enforcement, you may get it right and you may get it wrong. But those times that you get it right doesn't warrant this. Right? And I don't remember who was running this group at the time. That was inappropriate. I think that it may have came from another supporter. I'm not sure. Richard Wright. Why? Darlie Routier is innocent. How is that inappropriate? Because he's saying he died because of that? That's why. He died years after. Years after the case. So if he had to wait till 2019 to pay for it, then that might, you see what I'm saying? 2019, if God was striking him down for doing his wrong, you'd see a 1997 there. When we die, we are judged. So yes, he is having to answer for what he did. Well, I'm going to tell you what. The Bible also explains, it doesn't say in so many words, but, we're instructed to follow man's law. We're instructed to do that. If it says don't speed, don't speed. If it says stop at that stop sign, stop at that stop sign. If it says don't steal that bubble gum from the store, then don't steal that bubble gum, because that's the law. The good book does tell us to follow man's laws. And I'll go back to that. He is not having, if he's having to answer for what he did, remember, then God's kind of slow, because he did that, 12 years before. Not saying he's in hell or going there. That's between him and God. And God would depend on the man if he was a man of faith. If James Cron's a man of faith and he prayed to God and he said, hey, I'm dying, I know I'm dying, forgive me of all my sins, then even if he was lying, he's been forgiven. But he is being judged, as what the good book says. And I can see St. Peter saying, so, why did you follow all the evidence and find this woman guilty that was 100% guilty? We'll all be judged for wrongdoing. He's being judged. Everybody's being judged. I'm not trying. A man died, said, I think, da. Yep, don't say anything. He did do his job. See, so you're calling him a liar. Yes, you have to respect that man. Would you respect someone from non-support if they, you don't like them when they're non-support, but say they changed their mind and went to support. Would you respect them then? Would you respect that person? If Greg Davis suddenly dies, and if Greg Davis suddenly dies and you think it's funny for some reason, and you don't have no love for him, then maybe you shouldn't say that in public, because you make Darlie look like shit. These are the kind of people who support her. They support death. They think death is funny. And Richard Wright, he went and got her name tattooed on him, and he don't even see her anymore. It's Cron's fault all this happened. If he weren't so blind to walk in and glance around for 20 minutes. And see, that's not true. He was there for 30 minutes. He brought a team with him. And he continued to work that scene until November. And he did not say Darlie did it. What he said was, someone from inside this house did this. And to this day, you haven't found anyone from outside the house to do it. Her life was taken away because of him. Well, he wasn't the only one. See, just because he said it and they're all right, we just believe you, James Cron. She doesn't get a trial. She doesn't get a chance to present evidence, nothing. So it's all his fault. Now, the other day, we were told that everybody was under Greg Davis's spell. Now, this supporter feels like we're under James Cron's spell. I do not owe him respect. Not 1 ounce of respect. He did it all. He set her up, framed her. You know, so God. This is Darlie's supporters. She's one of them. She's been to see Darlie too, I believe. Isn't that crazy how they do? And see, that's the thing. When a newcomer is looking at this case, and it could be a newcomer with some pull, it could be a newcomer with a publishing company, it could be a newcomer with an investigation company, it could be somebody that's well versed in law, it could be somebody that's got a lot of money that could invest into this, right? And they see this case, and they see Danelle saying something like, oh, he never said superficial wounds. And then you see me putting it out there, and then her coming back, oh, yeah, well, he did say, but he meant this. And then you see me putting it out there that they're lying, and that you guys are so angry, and you guys call us angry. I'm going to tell you what, if something happened to Darlie Key or Danelle or anybody in that family, we wouldn't be out here saying, well, that's what they get. That's what they get. They're out here supporting a child killer. We wouldn't do that because we have feelings. I don't want nothing to happen to any of that family. I wish they didn't have to go through this. We wouldn't do that. We don't think it's funny. When Cyrilda died, it was devastating to a lot of us. You know, myself included, because she's a wonderful woman. But not only did they pay disrespect, and they just love that family so much. You know what I'm saying? They just love that family. And that family's been through so much, and they put them through hell so much. Not only do they disrespect, they don't much respect either. Cyrilda Routier was a wonderful person. She was kind and loving, and she God-fearing. She spoke up for Darlie. She went to the rallies. In my opinion, she did this for Drake. And I was saddened to hear it when she passed. I didn't go, well, that's what she gets, sticking up for a baby killer. I didn't do that. None of us did. You won't see a non-support post like that anywhere. And if we were to have somebody that did that in the group, we'd remove the comment and probably the person. At least a comment. We're not going to let that stand. I've never seen anybody think it was funny that Cyrilda passed away. Because, you know, that's a person. Now let's take a look at this. It's a damn shame that this woman is so famous for putting her life on the line and sticking up for Darlie as much as she did, and raising Drake and suffering so much, and you guys give her one comment. One comment. So what type of unfeeling people do we have over here that support Darlie Routier? The ones that with the common sense, like Tracy, like the ones that Pam mentioned, Rich, those ones. And there's very few of them that have common sense, that aren't angry like this, that aren't projecting their hate as if we hate. Tracy is my friend, and we probably will get into a little bit of argument over this, but I like her, and I've got her back, and she's a staunch Darlie supporter. I used to be able to speak with Stephanie. See, the thing that frustrates you is not us. It's the truth. It's the facts. When you can't defeat us, you either say, I'm done with you. It's just typical supporter behavior. It really is. Because when you've got the facts, like we do, we can stand firm and say, no, this is what happened. And we don't have to get angry about it. And if someone on a support side corrects me, and I don't think they ever have, But if they correct me, I check into what they're saying, and if they're right, I own it. I don't say, nope, I own it. Because we don't want her to be guilty. And as long as Danelle is out there in Fugate 1982 spreading what she spreads about this case and about the innocence of her sister, I'm going to be out here to tell the truth. And I will rely on the groups. I will rely on the people that follow this case, and it'd be a combined effort. I've got time. I've got the platform. I know how to network. I know how to do the videos. Some people don't know how to do all that, but they've got the facts. They will help me. We're not going to let this slide. I feel like Danelle is a threat to what's right. In this case, it's not fair to people to look at that and go, oh my God, look what the state of Texas did there based on just what Danelle's saying. Justice for Devin and Damon.